Welcome, everyone. Those of you just joining, I'm Jam at Peaceful Media. We're recording this, so you might be watching this on a replay. We'll wait for a couple minutes. We're a little early here. I'm going to start up a little Facebook Live because I love it. Okay, so let's see. Launch your website fast. DIY revolution. Did you know that we're in a DIY revolution? The tools for doing it yourself, do it yourself are 10 million times better, and that is scientifically accurate. 10 million times better than they were just 2 years ago. Back in the day when I was building websites, it was pretty hokey. Now everyone can build their own mobile-friendly, sexy poo website. It'll look sexy on Saturday and saucy on Monday. Let's see, so DIY revolution. And so if you're joining us here early, go ahead and announce yourself, name, not your email. I'm so used to opt-in forms. Name, where you're from, and what your business is. Let's get in the habit of succinctly describing what you do with your business or what you want to do. Maybe you haven't exactly launched yet. Hold on. Let me really focus on starting a Facebook Live. Free webinar. Let's see, what is the http peacefulmedia.com live 0610. I think that's what it is. Ooh, I better look. Please say hello if you're here. Please say hello if you're here. I see you in here. Come on now, say who you are and your business. Well, I do a little Facebook Live. Facebook. Thanks for joining us. We're just a little early here. Just started 10:01 here. We'll get started in a couple minutes talking about how we can pull all your website goodies together, all your tools, so that you can get out there and get out of the frustration about all these things, how they all mesh together, how they all play together, how they work for you, not against you. It's live June 10. That's what it is. Live June 10. I'm just going to do a little Facebook Live in while we're waiting for everybody to join us. But go ahead and put your name and location and your business, please, in the chat box on the right-hand side of this webinar. Or if you're on mobile, it should be below. Okay, let's do this. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, interesting. Live-June 10. Okay. I did not know that. Facebook Live. Let me know if you are using Facebook Live. Go ahead and use the chat box. Is it using it for your business yet? You're using it to build your platform, build your body of work so that people actually take you seriously when you go out to offer a course or offer a program or offer a product. Okay. Very, very silent, quiet people here today. I could speak to that, but I won't. Yes, I will. Come on now. If you aren't willing to say your name, location, and what your business is about, then that would probably be problem number one with your marketing. It's sort of acknowledging that you're in business or want to be in business. It's acknowledging that you're here. It's okay. It's not shameful to promote yourself in this space. So use the chat to say where you're from and what your name is and what you do. Okay. Well, let's get started here. I'm going to share my screen here. My name is Jam. I am the co-founder of Peaceful Media. Welcome. In today's session, we're going to be talking about how you can pull all of your marketing tools together like a badass thought leader guru. So many of you know that we've worked with some of the top gurus out there who are out there marketing their books, their programs, their events. Folks like Brendan Burchard, Jeff Walker, Dr. Mark Hyman, Jeff Shore, Mo Fall, and many, Dr. Neha, many more who have come to us for expert implementation and support in launching an online business. So you're in a good place if you're here for the first time. If you haven't heard of us, Peaceful Media, then you're in a really good place, especially if you want to launch your website and you don't have a huge budget. We're going to talk about how you can get over some of the tech hurdles and life challenge hurdles that may be keeping you from doing this yourself and saving a bunch of money and saving a bunch of time. We just created a program called Launch 31. It's a fast action website blueprint. It is an expert step-by-step guide to launching your own website without finding out 2 steps in, 50 steps in, that you forgot a really important step back there. So we put together that for people who are, for anyone who wants to really own their tech. And I mean own in a literal, but also a figurative sense, that you could get into your website yourself at any moment, any time of day, night, weekend, etc. Not pay someone to do it, but do it yourself. Go in and edit anything on your website. That's called real ownership of your online business and the platform itself. So I highly recommend it. I know our client and good friend Brendan highly recommends it and has been recommending that for 12 plus years. So it's really important to take this seriously, because there are many times where getting in touch with that freelancer or that contractor or that vendor means that you missed a really big opportunity, or you missed a chance to clean up a mistake. Many times, something goes last minute, does not work. And if it doesn't work and you aren't able to solve that yourself, then you're behind someone else's clock, and you're also going to get a bill for it. So we'll talk about how you can own that without feeling frustrated and feeling like all technology wants to eat you and spit you out and sometimes poop you out. Technology is our friend. We embrace it. We love it. We hug it every day. We know that there are always going to be challenges, and yet we transcend and we find our way to a union with our technology, particularly if it's running our online business operations or our online marketing operations. I really do think you need to be there. And I'll explain why in a little bit. So let's see. So we have Jen. was emailing with you last night, I believe, if it's Jennifer, local therapist here in Portland, coach that works with self-help junkies around taking all the knowledge they have and actually creating practices that support their happiness in daily lives. Thank you. Thank you. So that doesn't feel dirty, does it? I mean, I asked everybody to sort of promote themselves a little bit. So if you're watching this webinar and you aren't doing what Jen just did, posting it to the chat, then again, I wonder, like, do you want clients? Do you want business? Do you want people to know that you exist? Or do you want to lurk in the shadows of a webcast and not be a part of any community or let people know what y'all about? So, Jen, so great that you're joining. I know you were thinking about Launch 31, and we'll talk about that. You'll have a chance to keep asking your questions. Your questions are probably other people's questions, so please post questions as often as you want, as frequently as you want, as many as you want, as deep as you want, as shallow as you want. Post them in the chat, and I have built in Q&A sessions throughout this presentation. So let me share my screen because I built some slides. If you were on this webcast yesterday, then you know what we're basically doing, but I don't script anything. I don't have an outline other than the slides, and it gives me a lot of freedom. So we might cover some stuff that we didn't talk about yesterday, and that's exciting for me anyways. I don't know about you. So let me share my screen with you. Boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo. Whoa, 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 whoa. Can't do that. Okay, I'm going to move this over here. Okay, and move this over here. We had a couple screens, so if you see me looking over here, that means that I'm looking at something else that I need to look at. Okay. And including the chat here. So, all right, so you can see the screen now. Again, this is all about pulling all of your marketing tools together. When I say marketing tools, I include your website, I include your email marketing, I include some tools that help you design and implement things on your website in a much cheaper, more efficient, and more professional way. So we're going to cover a few of those on this webcast and help you get to the pinnacle of thought leader guruship. Okay, what we'll cover: why people get stuck with technology, with tech, particularly when it comes to their online marketing, online business marketing technology. We did as many of you know, we did a pre-launch survey for the Launch 31 Your Fast Action Website Blueprint course, and so we got hundreds of people responding saying, here's how I would rank things in my tech challenges list. And what came to the top mostly is, I don't know how all of these pieces fit together beautifully. So it was like this, it was kind of a blend of, I don't know how to get my site to feel like me and my brand, and I don't know how to get the tools to look professional. And again, when I say tools, I mean mostly your email opt-in forms. You at this point, you probably understand that it's important to have an opt-in form and an email list and start building your audience via email subscriptions. And yet when you go to implement it, you get this crazy piece of code from this, the email service provider, whether that's Aweber, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, Ontraport, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, blah, 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 on and on and on, right? So you get that crazy code and you throw it up on your website, even using like their build it yourself forms. And by the time it gets up on your website, it doesn't feel anything like your website or your brand. It doesn't mesh with the rest of your site. So a lot of people get stuck there. I think that part of that, if I'm just opining here, part of that is you probably need to get over a little bit of that, unless it's crazy, obnoxiously bad, and people will like scream and run. And part of that is, yeah, you probably do need a cohesive, professional-looking, designed opt-in form. Where I draw a line here is when people come to us and say, I need an opt-in form that looks exactly like Guru McGurton's. then we work with a lot of those guru McGurtons. That's actually hard to say when you think it a whole lot. It's like Guru McGuruton, yeah, or Guru McGuru. So we get all sorts of requests. Can I get that theme that Guru has? Can I get? I don't understand. I have all this stuff built, but I can't get an opt-in form or an opt-in bar that looks exactly like Guru McGurton's. And my response is, why do you? So let's go a little digression here. Why is it that you need to look exactly like Guru? So let's actually go back to. Let's go back to this. Okay, I want to have a frank conversation with you. And it's the same conversation I have with everyone who comes to us and says, I don't have a big budget and I want a site that looks like someone who's running a multi-million-dollar business. Okay, that's a problem. That is setting your sites too high based on what your budget is. And frankly, based on where your business is, not just financially, but also your sophistication and the number of team members you have running all of your tech, and the number of support people who can jump on stuff when it goes wrong. So you have all these people buying tools that are buying tools and building platforms or trying to build platforms that are representing the biggest brands in the online marketing space. And that creates an expectation of yourself and your purse or your wallet that's just not appropriate. And I want to talk you out of that. Please listen to this. Let's use the metaphor of this mountain. I talked about this yesterday. Let's use the metaphor of a mountain. The guru that you want to go see and be, he or she is at the top of the Himalayas, and I'm sure there's higher Himalayas. There's all sorts of Himalayas everywhere, and your guru is at this one peak, and you're looking up and going, whatever she's doing, I want that. Oh, I want that. Please give me that kind of business. But it's what it represents. It's the freedom. It's the income. It's the living a passionate pursuit of excellence. It's all of the things that you feel with that brand that you want. Let's remove or unhitch the technology for a minute, please. Let's unhitch that paradigm that says, I have to have everything that I see that person doing, because that's the only way I can get there. It's the only way I can get where he or she is. It's so not true. It's so not true. We're going to go into this deeper, that I want to give you this metaphor in advance. If you're here on the mountain, looking up, going, well, I see this trail, I see this trail, I see this trail, and you're spending all of your time trying to figure out where the little breadcrumbs are. Little breadcrumb tools, Oh, there's a tool. Oh, there's a tool. I gotta have that tool. I gotta have that platform. If you're doing all of that, then you're focusing on being someone you're not. And in the words of Moses, Father Abraham, and Russell Simmons, I'm going to say this: be you, be you, be you as the business owner, be you as a responsible fiscal provider of your business or your brand that you want to launch. Don't buy tools that are not appropriate for where your business is at. So I'm going to give you a path today. I'm going to give you a path up this mountain. It's what I would do if I was making less than 6 figures or even a lower end of 6 figures in my business. I would also recommend this path if you do not have a huge team like the gurus have. You know how many people are supporting the gurus in all of this empire that they've built? If you don't, then wake up, smell the coffee, smell the tea, drink some green tea. Let's all take a drink together. Ow, it's so hot. Water too. If you don't have water in front of you, let's do that together. Oh, that's so luscious. Okay, so I'm going to give you that path, And it's probably appropriate for everyone on this call. If you're killing it out there, making 250 grand with your online brand, perfect. I do believe this path could support you all the way up there and probably further. I really believe in what I'm going to show you. I see the light. Okay, let's go back to my little PowerPoint. Go ahead and keep posting your questions. I'm going to get to them as we go. Okay, so, oh yeah. We're going to give you some tools, 3 tools to simplify your business and the marketing of it. And then I'm also going to talk about the Launch 31, your fast action website blueprint, and offer a little surprise and delight. +1 surprise and delight. You asked for it or giving it. Actually, Jen, it was you that asked, and several other people asked for a payment plan for Launch 31. And so I'm going to give you access to that at the end of this. But let's also, in case you're just joining and you've never seen Peaceful Media, you've never seen any of our work, you've never seen me, the ultimate question is, who am I? Who am I? My name's Jason Darla Miller. That is my little family over there, our budding family. Jazzy runs our life. That's the Black Lab. Lovejoy, Elena Lovejoy. She shows me what's up. She might love nature more than I do, and that's saying something. And then that's my beautiful wife, Megan, out on the Oregon coast. And it sort of represents what we're searching for, right? These opportunities, not that you want to go to the Oregon coast necessarily, but that we want the freedom to be able to say, hey, boss, yourself, can I go out to the Oregon coast? Yourself, yes. Oh, cool. Okay, thanks. I'll make up for it, on Sunday. So, or I can go out to the Oregon coast, wake up a little bit early, go write a blog, and then feel like, I appease the boss myself. So those are the kind of things that you can have as a result of starting to make your way up that mountain. So as I said, I'm a Papa Bear. I'm a new Papa Bear, as you can see, 13 and a half months. Co-founded Peaceful Media. I'm also the Chief of Optimism. That's a very big title. You have to live up to it. And my mission is to love more, play more, do more good. That's both in life and in business, in my family. Everywhere I go, I wear that hoodie. I wear the mug. I wear the tote bag. It is our product line, our mission collection. Love more, play more, do more good. Powerful stuff. Okay, what to expect? A little bit of logistics here. We'll go about 60 to 90 minutes, especially if I can stay on track. Yesterday, we were pretty close. Opportunities for Q&A will be peppered in here throughout. So keep posting them on the right of this webinar, or beneath it if you're on mobile or device. You'll see a little chat room. I'm watching it. And just know that there is a 50 to 30-second delay with Google Hangout or whatever this is. Google Hangouts, YouTube Live, whatever it is. So you'll hear me in the future or in the past. My mind's not sharp enough to decide that yet. But you can just expect, if I post something or say something, you will hear it a little bit later. Okay, 15, 30 seconds. So let's get into this. Let's get all dirty, meaty, gritty. Here we go. So why people get stuck. So number one is the technical challenges. And if I pulled up our Survey Monkey and I showed you all the questions, they sound like I was describing earlier. I don't know how to integrate these things. I've got all of these tools. I don't know how they play together. I can't get those opt-in forms just right. And it's not looking anything like the Guru website that I really want to be and have. You see also some influence in there of like that whole design. I can't get it aesthetically correct. You also see things like I don't know how to articulate, which is, it's not necessarily a technical challenge, but it's a sort of I don't know, a self-diagnosed limitation of I don't know how to express or summarize effectively what I do in my business that would sort of explicitly declare my value in the marketplace. And so I kind of sound like everyone else who does what I do, or my products feel like no different. And the only difference is price and maybe a boring title. So like there's this whole articulation, self-articulation thing, and that probably shows up out in the offline world as you're expressing your elevator pitch or whatever it is. Hey, what do you do? Well, I do this thing where I sell these products and online courses and stuff, and they're pretty good for like life coaching and personal development and stuff. Like it helps you be better. Like it just what? And if you're saying that out there or some version of that, then that's probably what's showing up on your website. If you didn't know this today, you have about 3 seconds, 5 seconds at most to get someone's attention. And I wrote a really long, explicit blog post about this on peacefulmedia.com/blog about the 3 elements you need on your website. So do check that out later. We'll go deep into this, but you have that 5 seconds or less to really alert someone that they're in the right place. It's kind of like when you walk into, let's just say a church, and you can immediately get a sense of, does this feel right? Can I thrive here? Or am I going to be, am I going to feel awkward here versus, oh my goodness, this is as if I designed it. This feels so me. Look at these people. Oh my gosh, they look like me too. Huh. I like this community. You know it, you like it, you trust it immediately. That's what you want when someone comes to your website, and you only have 5 seconds to do it. So that hit, that subconscious hit, not the frontal lobe, but deep down in the base of our brain, there's a hit that says run or stay and get comfortable. And you need that stay and get comfortable in order for someone to even look deeper, for someone to find one of your products or consume one of your videos or read one of your blogs. So if you haven't done that, well, then you lost an opportunity. There's no way they're going to opt in if they don't feel at home. Why would they? So that's sort of, all those things are blended into technical challenges. And we'll walk through how some of the tools that we included in Launch 31 Blueprint will help you navigate those and just basically overcome those obstacles. Life challenges. This is huge. I'm going to go into this. If you've watched our Launch 31 sales video or offer video, whatever you want to call it, here it is. Then you've seen me go into that, the critters. I talk about 5 in there. There's actually 7. So we'll go into those today. The life challenges or reasons why people get stuck. And then we'll talk a little bit about the self-manifesting paradigms with these critters as well. And these are insidious critters that are keeping you from going online and being a badass guru like yourself. Okay, so who do we have first? We have the beginner bird. And oh, cool. So we got some little conversation over here, Jen and Max. Good. Go ahead and keep posting your questions. Thanks, Max. Max is right behind me. He's watching this and he's having fun. So let's talk about beginner bird. And by the way, in the chat, go ahead and announce which of these critters applies to you as they come up. And so that everybody can kind of get a sense that this kind of stuff is affecting everyone. It's keeping you from sharing your message and monetizing it. It's keeping you from helping so many people. Okay, so we're gonna get past this. We gotta do it together here. Beginner bird. That's the bird. That's the the thought leader or small business owner who's just new to this. You know, they finally, it seems like they just learned about Brendan. You know, after like 3 New York Times bestsellers, #1 on all these lists, 4.5, 5 million Facebook fans, and they just go, oh, what's this like Experts Academy thing? Who is this Brendan guy? You know, and totally awesome. Welcome to the party. You're in a good place with your inquisitiveness and the naivete. And I think it's absolutely beautiful that you're here and you're watching this and you're taking things into your own hands. You're educating yourself. Keep doing that. But beware what's going to come up here. Okay, we'll get to that one. Let's talk about Procrastination Turtle. Procrastination Turtle has been to some of these events. They've done a few programs, and then something gets stuck. And they say they'll figure that out tomorrow, and they'll search Facebook's documentation, or they'll search Squarespace's documentation, or they'll search Wix documentation. They'll call Weebly documentation tomorrow. Someday. I'll get there. Someday. You know, I'm on my game here. I'm on my plan. I am not trying to overwhelm myself. These are the sort of things that the Procrastination Turtle says. I am just trying to live a balanced life. Look, I love balance. I'm all about it. Peaceful Media loves balance, or wholesome company after all. But if you aren't hustling, or you're making excuses for why you can't hustle, then that someday is every day of the week. That someday is tomorrow. That someday is next week. That someday is forever not now. So that's why we put a number around Launch 31, to be honest with you. This affects so many people that we put a number on Launch 31 and decided to make it 31 days of implementation following a blueprint, an action step blueprint that is literally on a calendar that you get when you sign up for Launch 31. And I will have you laminate it. I'm holding it right now. I'll show you later. You'll laminate it, print it out nicely, get it over to Kinko's, and start Xing things as you start implementing them. And so I'm just removing the whole procrastination thing. But before that, I also give you 14 days of prep time to get all of your content together. We'll talk about that, the essential 11 or your 11-page content blueprint that we give you when you sign up for Launch 31 as well. But hey, I just feel like there shouldn't be any excuse for not having something to show online for your brand, and something to show that's expert and professional and looks good on every device and communicates you and your brand well. So let's go on to this one. Now, here's the danger with Beginner Bird. You're like a little naive. You don't know what's going on in this space. It's a conversation that's been happening for 20 years, and you just came in the door. And so you start taking recommendations and you start opting in for things. You're like, I'm going to take action on this. I really want to get out of whatever I'm doing. I really want to take action on this, and I'm going to go learn. So you start learning from the best, and the best are really good at marketing. The good, not just good, they're great at marketing. They're great at teaching. They're great at getting your credit card out. And they know all of the tricks. In fact, the best are probably showing you multiple versions of offers so that they can test their hypotheses about what will get the credit card most. It's called the split testing. And you'll land there and you'll go, okay, I want this. Yep, I think I do need this. Yep, I need this. Okay, cool. Oh, wait, whoa, what's this? Whoa, what is this one-time only upsell? I can't get back to this? Oh, God. There's a counter. Bright, shiny object. Buy now. Bright, shiny object squirrel is being deluged with online marketing tools, offers, strategies, coaches, consultants, experts, communities, groups, products, services, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, you're spending $2,000 a month or more on tools that you have no idea how to use, why you bought them even, how to log in. Like, what was my login? You know, everyone is guilty of this, including me. So I get it. I get it. If this is any of you, please chat it up. I want to hear. So Jen's saying procrastination eternal is me. Totally get it. I don't even want to admit how much I've been the bright, shiny object squirrel. Yep. I know. It's humbling because they're so good. I mean, this product here, this acorn, was almost $2,000 until today. And now it's only $2.99. Like, duh, no brainer. You gotta buy that, right? Because those other acorns out there were almost $2,000 too. And now it's only $2.99, but it's going away tomorrow. Oh my goodness. You gotta have that acorn. So when you join Launch 31, one of the things I put in the welcome video is, and I also put it in the Critter Field Guide. The Critter Field Guide, I just love this. You can download the Critter Field Guide by going to this URL. I'll post this if you haven't already. I'll post it in the chat here so you can go out and get that. So download this official Critter Field Guide so that you can start working through these, navigating the psychological hurdles that each of these present. And what I say in there is go on a 45-day purchase in online, anything to do with online marketing, tools, platforms, coaches, products, etc. Just go on hiatus for 45 days. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I want you to have something to show for this, right? Now, let's get to the motivational seesaw bear. The Shakespearean bear also, AKA the Shakespearean bear. He's got the Shakespearean hat to prove it. He is up on the stage, and then he's off the stage, then he's on the stage, and then off the stage. To be or not to be? That is the question. That is the question. To be or not to be? So you get fired up. Raise your hand if this is you. You get so fired up. You're going to do this. Just got back from the event. Oh my gosh, there's so much to implement. Oh, wow. But like, you're fired up. You're going to do this. You see it. In fact, you visualized it so hard. Like, you can see yourself just raking dough. Oh my goodness. And you're over on the Oregon coast anytime you want because it's your vision, damn it. You can do whatever you want. You're a free, funky free, fast and free, fun dude or gal who runs their own business lifestyle. And then 2 weeks later, that packet of information that you stuffed in the little side kit on your suitcase, or maybe you put it on your desk, you haven't opened it, you haven't looked at it, the notebook you got, there's nothing in, there's no crackage on that. No popping it open and seeing all those tasks that you put little check boxes next to. I know this motivational seesaw bear because I've been there too. And it sucks. You make no progress. I've been thinking about launching an online course for 5 years. And finally, 5 years. Why did it only take me 3 months to put all of this together? Because I decided I'm not going to allow motivational seesaw bear in my head anymore. There's no more to be or not to be. And I did get the vision, and I got the sort of catapult of sort of impetus and agency from High Performance Academy and Brendan's. I circled it in big red pen. I am going to do this because I know why. It matters to me because I want to have more time with Elena, more freedom. And the way to freedom is to automate your business and ideally have a passive income stream or multiple passive income streams. Until then, you're going to be trading your hours for dollars. Even if you're salaried, you're trading your life for those dollars. And I feel like we're all creatives here. We can all create something that'll help people transform their lives. And we're being really selfish if we decide that we don't want to be that. We don't want to put that out there. So I would say be you and be up there. Be up there on the stage. Get your message out. Change people's lives. Provide value. And let's do this. Okay, that was my little speech to you. Okay. Jen. Yes, it's me. That might be me. Maybe. Yes. Okay, yeah. So I think this is the common ground. We all have these. So the budget sensitive monkey. This one's a misnomer, or not a misnomer, but I think it's living in the monkey's living in its own reality that is not really the reality or truth. I know we're getting into psychology and metaphysical stuff, but well, we won't go there. Let's just say they're telling themselves that they just don't have a budget to go online and start building an online business. That is bull crap. You don't need money anymore. There are so many free tools. So this monkey is eating its tail. You see the blood spurting out of it, poor monkey. But it's telling itself, I'm eating a banana. That's such a tasty banana. Nope, that's your tail, monkey. That is your tail. Now stop eating your tail. It is not about budget. It's about this guy. If you want it, there is no, money is not holding you back. It's motivation. If you want this, it is motivation or just lack of knowledge. You don't have the understanding of how to even take the first step. And that's totally fine. But this guy, you got to get over this. If you're hungry, you will figure this out. If you want to get there faster and better, then you probably want to take a blueprint and follow it. Okay, so enough on budget sensitive monkey who's lying to itself, eating its own tail. This one is my number one. It's the perfectionist raccoon. If you've ever watched a raccoon YouTube video, raccoon washing hands, you'll see that the raccoon never thinks it's done. It like the raccoon's like washing its hands perpetually ad infinitum, and it never stops. It's just like, well, it's not clean yet. It's not clean yet. And its little buddy raccoon is like, bro, your hands are clean. Get on out of that wash basin. Get on out of there. Come on, your hands are clean. Get out of there. And then the little raccoon gets out of the wash basin and then goes back in. Oh, this is not clean. I step on the ground. So perfectionist raccoon, it affects so many people, and unfortunately, that pursuit of 10 out of 10 or 11 out of 10 for some of you is keeping you from doing so many great things. If only you could let the ego go a little bit, and all the pride and all that worthless pursuit of an 11 out of 10 that does not exist, and just get comfortable with putting something out there, you can imagine how much more successful you will be and how many more lives you will touch. You have to get progress. You have to. And if you're doing the 10 out of 10 thing, you will not, because it doesn't happen. There's always something to fix, right? It's always a little, this crack in between my pinky and my thumb. Ugh, gotta get that clean. Move on. 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, even 5 out of 10. At least it's progress, right? You can always come back. Understand that online business and marketing and everything you do with your business is an iteration. It's just a hypothesis. It's just an experiment. Does it work? No? Okay, cool. And then when you have the power to go and change it up, try something different, then you're able to iterate cheaply, quickly, and put yourself in a lot better position to do better next time. Don't get all hung up on this 10 out of 10. Okay, and then wrote a whole blog post, shot a video about this too on our blog, Peaceful Media's blog. It's the roly-poly technophobe hedgehog. And it's just that person who says, I'm not a techie person. I cannot get this stuff. They start crying a little bit. They like the bags underneath their eyes because they're so sad, frustrated all the time. If only I could be a tech person, then I would be online. I would get this. I'm not a tech person. How fun is that person to be around? Look, I'm not a millennial. I didn't grow up in the days where 2-year-olds have smartphones. Not by any stretch. I think I got my first it wasn't even a smartphone. It was just like a dorky 8 pound. I think it was 8-pound phone that had like a little tiny display where I could see like little numbers. I got that like way after I graduated college. So like I'm not a techie either. And yet it matters enough to me that I'm going to go learn this stuff. And if you look at my browser here, you can see the tabs that are open. We got Google Drive, spreadsheets, lead pages, Webinar Jam, Kajabi, Google Slides, Ontraport, WordPress, Squarespace, MailChimp, Canva, and Facebook. Where I just put up an ad this morning for our Facebook business page. And then if you're able to see the screen over here, I got Photoshop going. So if it matters to you, are you going to go learn those tools? Hell yeah. Do you want to give yourself a little bit of time to do it? Fuck. Hell yeah. I was going to swear, but I cut myself off. My sister, who's also our COO here, just gave me this awful look. Like, do not swear. That is not in our HR policy. You will be bludgeoned after this webinar if you do not stop swearing and start getting to the point. Sorry, Kara. But listen, if you're saying I'm not a techie and that's your perpetual story, and you've decided that you're not going to learn it because you just can't, then I think it's really, really costing you. And I think you could, if you decided to get over it, but you're going to have to make a really firm commitment to decide that, because yeah, it's not the easiest thing in the world. I totally get you. I'm there with you. And there are people who can help you figure it out. And there's documentation, and usually the documentation is spot on. You just have to like read a little bit. So I think it comes back to this motivation seesaw bear again. Not tech. Not tech. Maybe budget. I don't know. I mean, like maybe you're saying I can't read, or like literally the computer starts oozing a white pus when you touch it, or like melts down, and that's probably a pretty serious tech problem. Like if you touch machines or smartphones or anything and it just starts pussing and dying, then you got a tech problem. Like you got to stop melting machines and making them all gooey. So like, yeah, then you probably want to go hire someone, and maybe you don't have the budget to do that. So I get it, then you're screwed. But for the most part, people aren't touching, technology and making it pus. Just love that word. Okay, let's do a Q&A. Which problems are affecting you? Which critters are all over your back, climbing around in your bed? They're sitting shotgun next to you when you're driving to work every day, or they hit you like a brick wall. They're like, ah, it's a critter infestation on you when you get down to actually doing the work after you got fired up from that event or program. So like, what's yours? Let's see if there's any questions. Brene. Okay. Jen saying, yes, I do the raccoon perfectionist thing too. Okay. So let's all take, unless anybody else has a question, I'm going to move on. Let's all take a drink of tea, water, coffee, juice, whiskey. Yummy stuff. Okay. I'm back. Are you drinking water? You got to drink water. My best friend, Matt Boggs. I don't know. I have a lot of best friends, but I'll just say he's my best friend right now. He has a reaction. He has an emotional, visceral reaction when he sees me do this, and we've spent so much time together that this drives him nuts. It's this. Drinking out of the side of my mouth. I do this for a reason. I do this so that I can remain in eye contact with you. If I did this, I don't want to see the bottom of a bottle. Like, come on, let's keep connecting. So I'm sitting there chatting with you. Yeah, man. Drinking a beer. I kept eye contact with you. We continued our rapport in this. But if I do the whole water ball in your face thing, how rude. I say, figure it out, people. Let's keep it right here. Okay, Max, Kara, anything you want to add to the conversation? Kara's nodding her head no, vehemently. Max.
We talked about what we do to celebrate on Fridays.
Oh, that's coming up. Okay. That's coming up in the third section. Max is watching our Launch 31 community. And like part of it is a private Facebook group where we're all lifting each other up and celebrating our wins and, answering quick questions here and there. Jen, I'll get to your question in a second. But Max actually put together a schedule of hashtags or sort of branded day activities, which I'm very excited about. And I think Wednesday will be fun day, even though it's no alliteration there. You're gonna have Wednesday fun day. We're gonna start doing that piece of media too, so you might as well be part of it. And then Max came up with Fridays, and we'll go ahead, Max. Why don't you post those to the chat, and we'll go through them. And we would love to get your vote. Actually, Max, you can use a poll. Use a poll.
Oh.
Yeah, do a poll where it's got all the options and people can vote for it.
Oh, I see that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Creating that right
now. Okay. By the way, this is Webinar Jam. It's taken me a while to figure it all out and get it all hooked up, but damn, it's freaking awesome. What's up?
You cracked me up.
We're having fun. That's what it's all about. So who do we got in here? Well, some new people joined us, Max. I don't see anybody posting their name, location, business. Come on now. Don't be that silent little critter hiding in the corners. We should have, that's a new critter I got to design. It's the critter who feels really awkward getting up on any sort of online platform, being visible. Oh, groundhog. Oh, Kara, you're brilliant. Wow. Kara is our COO and our new creative branding director. No? Okay. So a little groundhog, that would be the person. Oh, Max, you could speak to this actually. Max, come here, please. So Max is a thought leader as well. And he, a couple years ago, 3 years ago, he decided he's doing this. And he kind of spun his wheels, if I can kind of summarize a little bit, spun his wheels for the first 2 years and 9 months. Mm-hmm. Or 2 years and 8 months, or 2 years?
2 years.
And then finally figured something out that unlocked the subscribership and audience and traction he was able to make, which gave him a platform from which to launch a product. So he's in a really good place, and he's come up so quickly over the last 4 months that I love highlighting him, because it's probably you. You know, you want to launch a product, but you don't know all the steps to get to that. I consider that an intermediate stage of that mountain. So you don't know all the steps to get there. And really, the first one, correct me if I'm wrong, Max, is just presence. It's getting you out there with resonant content that provides value, that lets people know exactly who you are and who you're speaking to, right? So tell everyone your magical shift that made all the difference. First of all, what is your brand?
My brand is called, hi everyone. I'm Max, and I'm a content strategist and project manager here at Peaceful. And when I'm not doing work for our clients here, I run my own thought leadership brand called Your Success Launch, not to be confused with Launch 31. My mission is to teach gay men and ambitious adults how to fall in love with themselves and accept themselves unconditionally. And I do this by teaching mindfulness and social skills strategies. And
I just love it. I just love Max is stepping up to the microphone.
Yeah, that's my elevator pitch right there. And we should all have one as thought leaders.
Yeah. So, and Max can help you shape that with his content marketing strategy. But Max, what was the strategic shift you made?
2 words: relationship building. And we have to ask ourselves, when we're trying to build an authentic, true relationship with our audience online, we have to ask ourselves, what is the value that we can give to the people that we want to help and inspire? So I had been struggling for 2 years trying to figure out, oh, hi, everyone. I had been struggling for 2 years trying to figure out, what is my knowledge, what is my expertise, and how can I take that and use that as a catalyst to provide value to people who are online. And one of the communities that I found was on the Queer Voices section on the Huffington Post. And I became a columnist for the Huffington Post earlier this year. And when I published my first article on there, it didn't get much traction because I posted it to the general Huffington Post community. And then I started to go back to the drawing board again and say, okay, well, even though I'm a blogger on the Huffington Post, which specific community can I actually create content for that is valuable and that will stick? And so I decided to do a test. And I created a blog post for the Queer Voices section. And the article was called The Truth About Gay Men and Depression. And in that article, I shared a little bit about my own story. And then I also wrote a list of like 5 to 6 things that people can do if they're struggling with those topics. And then at the bottom of that article, I posted a link back to my site. And within 2 days, oh, hey, everyone, what's up? Within 2 days, I got 200 new email subscribers to my site. And that was the immediate aha moment, knowing that I now know who my audience is. I know what value and knowledge and expertise that I can offer them. And I now have a game plan to also offer a product, because as I continue to build my list through offering articles on the Huffington Post, people started reaching out to me via email, telling me what their struggles and what their pain points were. And one of the biggest pain points was I'm shy and I have trouble making friends. And that struck a chord in me, because that was me 5 years ago. I had struggled with depression. I had trouble making friends. I had always considered myself a shy, introverted person. And I'd worked really, really hard over the last 4 years to overcome some of those barriers. And so that's when I knew I was ready to launch my product to my humble list of 500 email subscribers that I built just over the last 4 months. And I created my product. It was a 2-hour PowerPoint presentation that I put on a membership site, a membership portal on my site, yoursuccesslaunch.com. And then I did a 5-day email funnel to my list, giving them as much value as I could. And then after that, all of that value, I made the offer. And with that launch, I got my first 9 customers, and I launched my product. And getting those first few initial sales from an audience that I built on my own, and creating a product that is really not out there on the market right now was extremely validating. And it really put me in the right headspace to know that what I'm doing is worthwhile, and it's not scammy, it's not sleazy. And I know that I have the strategy to move forward, to continue to build my audience and scale this into a worthwhile, viable online business. And there are so many different things and tactics that you can take, but it's all about, at the end of the day, asking yourself, what kind of value do you have to offer other people? And once you figure out what that value is, identifying who's the audience that needs that value. And then once you identify who the audience is, then you create the value for that audience. So there's so many different ways that you can do that now: blogging, videos, podcasting, online courses. You have to create that crunchy solution that is solving your audience's burning pains. And then you just have to get them results. And every day now I'm getting emails from my customers, my students, and my prospects, who I consider my readers and my good friends now. And the emails I get from them are just amazing. And it's now what's keeping me going with continuing to do all of the work that I do. And a lot of these critters that Jason is talking about are now going away, which is really cool. So once you start to get that traction, a lot of these critters start to dissipate. And then we become like, not critters, but we become like really big animals. Like we become elephants, we become giraffes. That can be like the next thing that we do after L31 is like, how do you transform from these critters to like these great big animals in our industry? Am I getting too cheesy?
No, that's great. It's great. So you classify yourself as an introvert. I know we're digressing from the PowerPoint here, but this is good stuff, and I hope it's motivating you to do this, to launch your brand online and start sharing the message. It's so cliche, I think, these days. I feel awful saying share your message. What the hell does that mean? So what Max was describing was a very crunchy, it was very tangible sort of explanation of what it means to share your solutions to your own pain points, and hope that someone can follow that blueprint, right? Hope that someone can take that advice that you gave yourself, or you received from someone else, or you just learned the hard way, that they can follow that path and find similar success and launch the successful life that they want. So Max, you consider yourself an introvert. And we know several thought leaders out there who are crushing online despite the fact, or because they're an introvert. And yet so many people get stuck there. They don't want to be seen online. They're launching a thought leadership brand, but like it's terrifying to put their picture, a photograph, up in the masthead. It feels so weird that like it feels like it's all about me. What are people going to think about me? Like that I'm a big egotist, or I can't get up on a big stage. I'm a horrible. How are you working through the stuff that you used to feel from your Groundhog days?
So the funny thing is that's actually not an issue for me personally.
Oh, okay.
Right now, because I love the pictures that I take of myself, and I love the pictures that I have other people take of me. So putting my own face out there on the internet is actually not an issue. But if you'd asked me to do that 5 years ago when I was 40 pounds heavier and I felt more insecure, then no, I wouldn't have wanted that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to say, for people who may feel insecure about just putting their, hi everyone. For people who may feel insecure about putting their own face online, you have to ask yourself, what does my audience want to see? And the reason why you ask that is because you are going to be more relatable to your audience if they actually have that visual connection and they see that you're a real human being. And I'll give you an example. About a month ago,
Speak the truth.
Yeah, about a month ago, I started to get emails from my readership that said, "Hey, are you a real person?" And that was like a huge, like, oh my God, like, yeah, I am a real person. So that
Why did they think you're a fakie?
Because most of my content was primarily written, and they didn't have a actual visual way to see that, yeah, I am a real person. So you have to listen to your audience when they say things like that. So that was a light bulb moment for me, saying, okay, well, my audience wants to know that I'm a real person and not just some fake entity or marketing firm that's creating content for a random person. So I took that to heart, and I said, okay, I asked myself, how can I prove to my audience that I'm a real person? And I decided that I was gonna start creating video content, because it's hard to hide behind the camera when, people actually see that you're a real person. So
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can write the best blog posts in the world and they still won't resonate with a less than perfect video. It's when you're looking in someone's eyes and you're hearing it come out of their mouths, it's just the real deal.
Yeah.
Ryan, thanks for joining. Ryan's also launching his own brand here at Peaceful Media. It's badass. Ryan, joining a live webcast here and Facebook Live. So
can I say one more thing?
Sure, of course.
That's not to say that you can't have a successful brand without, with not showing your picture online. And there's this one guy, his name is Steve Krug, I believe that's his name. And his thought leadership is around web development and design. But let's ask ourselves, who's his audience? Who's his audience? Yeah. Yep. We're talking about like techie nerds and people who are working behind their computers all day. So they don't really care about that face-to-face connection as, a thought leader or an audience of a thought leader of someone like, a Danielle Laporte or a Brene Brown or a Brendan Burchard, because everyone in those people's audiences, they want that emotional, visceral connection with who's teaching them the content.
So true. Emotional, visceral. Another way of saying that is resonance.
Okay.
No, I mean, I say them all too. Like, and that's why we put together a bonus for people who sign up for Launch 31. It's called the Resonant Brand Series. Max is in there. We talk about how to create resonance with your content marketing, video podcasts, blogging. Anything else in there? No. There's just
we talk about in-person networking.
In-person networking as well. How you take those people all those people you meet at events and translate that into someone who can either follow you or become a JV partner, or just someone that you can consider a contact, not just a business card, but a real contact, a colleague, etc. So that's in there. We also talk about video. We also talk about photography. We were just talking about how you can create that resonance with your photography so that your website doesn't look like bunk with bunky photos that you aren't happy with. I actually teamed up with video and marketing. I teamed up with Brendan's teammates or experts who he goes to, Travis Shields and Maggie Hudson, who have also done a lot of work with us, share offices with Travis actually. And so they show you like behind the scenes of photo shoots and video shoots that really work. And we have a whole conversation about how you can get more out of those two mediums so that you have traction, that you put up pictures that are actually going to make people feel what you want them to feel about you. And you don't have to like sort of ashamedly go, here's my URL. Oh, all right. I'm not happy with my picture. So, like have it come alive. So one person that we all talked about in the 6 modules in Resonant Brand series. So let me just finish that. Video, photography, content marketing, design, social media, and copywriting. Yes. How to create resonance and conversions and the right feeling and visceral emotional reaction that you want people to feel when they land on your site, when they see any of your materials, when they go to your YouTube. How many of you, post in here in the chat, if you've put up a YouTube or several YouTubes or posted a blog and nobody said anything, I'm
raising my hand right now.
Yeah, you got a like, you got 1 like. It was probably your stepmom or mom or your grandma, sweet grandma. Well, Jenny Sue, Jenny, you're probably killing it. I've seen your website, but Jennifer, Susie, I just love her. I don't really care what the hell this video is saying. Like, I just love her.
Can I say something?
Happens all the time.
It's just a matter about getting started, because once you create those first few pieces of content, whether it's video, whether it's blogging, whether it's just sending out an email to 50 or 75 people in your email database, telling them about your new project, all you need is 1 or 2 people to react positively to give you that oomph and motivation to keep going forward. And it will take time. And the people who do really, really well in our thought leadership expert industry are the people who stick with it. And remember that this is a long-term process, and it is so important to be patient, because you may be blogging or doing YouTube videos for 2 to 3 years and may not get any likes or any followers, but all it takes is just 1 article or 1 video to resonate with your audience that could skyrocket you and bring you to the level of what some of the people that who inspire you, whether it's the Brendans or the Danielle Laportes or the Brene Browns.
Marie
the Marie Forleos. We obsess over her here.
Okay, so I would recommend, if you weren't on yesterday's webinar, go and watch that, because it takes a completely different spin. We talk about different things, and I know we're getting very, very close to our cap. I'm not going to cap it, but I know some of you have other things to do other than work on your online brands. So I'm going to keep blazing. Max, thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching the chat. If you have any questions for us, please do just keep asking them in the chat, and we'll get to them as soon as we can. The next section in this, let's go ahead and switch over to, I'm doing this Facebook Live here too. Hey, peeps. Oh, there you are, camera. So I'm doing this Facebook Live as well. Just like Max said, you got to start doing the work, building a body of work. So I'll be recording this, but while we're doing this, so just so you know what we're doing, Facebook Livers, we are shooting a webinar. You can join, I think it's the post right below this feed, and come join and see the screen that I'm recording right now. Okay, so let's get back into the content. I'll switch to my PowerPoint presentation. All right. Yes, Jen, a B schooler. Lots of those. Lots of them come our way because then they got these like high level strategies and they go, well, how do I actually implement that stuff? Well, that's what Launch 31 is. Implement everything you've heard about strategically. Okay, so let's talk about those tools that are included in Launch 31 that I think are going to, I've seen revolutionize people's experience in launching websites, from the frustrating, time-consuming, budget-eating experience to a, wow, that was really freaking easy experience. And that's the big payoff of Launch 31 and the Resonant Brand series, I think, is that we've made it easy. And in fact, one of the students just came in, I asked her why she joined. She said, like, I've been thinking about this stuff for a long time. And if the promise is you're going to make this easy, and I've already seen that you are making things easy, then I'm in, like, yeah, I can go learn all this stuff for years or multiple weeks. Or I can just follow the blueprint you've laid out for me so beautifully and have this done in 45 days, 14 days of pre-launch prep, your content, and then 31 days of actual implementation following this launch action planner, as you can see if you're watching this on Facebook Live. So let's get back into those tools that we go through on Launch 31 in the course. Okay. So I get a question all the time. Why Squarespace? Squarespace is the platform on which we're going to build the Launch 31 sites together. Well, I'm teaching you step by step what to click, where to put it, why, etc. You're the one clicking the buttons. I'm not. So it is a DIY course. Let's just be clear on that. But if I were to teach a DIY course for WordPress, it would be a 90-day course. And my concern would be that you launch a site that you don't know how to manage well enough because of the complexities. Let me show you, I think the easiest demonstration of this is behind the scenes of a WordPress site. So here's peacefulmedia.com. Over here you see all these menus. Any of you who are on WordPress, I know Jen, you are. You know that it's a big old beast, and we love WordPress here at Peaceful Media. This isn't even all of them. And keep going down, all these settings, plugins, all of these things. You can see we have 4 plugins that are out of date, and oftentimes you'll see WordPress out of date. If you're out of date, you have just become a target. You are the low-hanging fruit for people who inject viruses. And it sucks to say this, we're big WordPress aficionados here. And it's a complex beast that's not owned by one person or one brand or one company. They do not have a 24/7 support line. That would be your vendor or your freelancer or your contractor or your employee. The 24/7 support line is over 100,000 individuals out there who've put together this open source platform called WordPress. There is a free version, a sort of maintained version called WordPress.com. Don't get them confused. WordPress.com is a free, easy way to go out and start blogging. My sister, as she was traveling across the world, ran a little travel blog. Not little, it was great. She started up on WordPress. It was very easy. That was WordPress.com. And if you're looking for a free tool, go grab that. If you want a custom WordPress, it's called WordPress.org. And that's what you see here, Peaceful Media's blog. We've customized the bejesus out of this thing. We've built over the last few years our own theme for WordPress. So we know every single little nook and cranny of WordPress, and we've built custom plugins for it. that help thought leaders who have some budget really like optimize their online marketing with an eternally extendable, customizable platform. No, Squarespace is not that. It is very dynamic. It's always being updated, but it's being updated by a company, not 100,000 open source community developers. So if you have problems with it, or if there is a new virus that comes out, and trust me, they're always finding new ways to hack websites. If something comes out in the marketplace, in the black, dark, dank corners of the internet, you have someone on it immediately, fixing those holes, fixing it as quickly as possible. Can they still be breached? Hell yes. Can they be breached as easily and quickly as a WordPress.org site? Hell no. No, they would be out of business if they didn't maintain their software. And it's really an app. So let's compare, like here's the back end of our Thought Leader, thoughtleader.website. I'll post a link to that in the chat here. Or Max, can you chat it real quick? Can you chat thoughtleader.website to the chat? So this is a Squarespace site. You can see, I'm going to go back to the root of this, to the dashboard. I'm on the back end. Here's the, let's actually go to, I'll open this up. Here's the front end. It's the home page. You can see this. I built this site in 10 hours on a weekend. Brendan asked me to teach Experts Academy students inside of his course how to launch a website like this in Squarespace. And so I was able to hook up everything all the way through an OVO. That's not what we're teaching in this course. We're teaching you how to get your fundamentals down so that you can start blogging, collecting opt-ins, and eventually selling a product, but not necessarily like all in this course. You'll be set up to sell products. Does that make sense? So you're going to start collecting opt-ins like this. Good at peacefulmedia.com. Let's go. Great. Go check your email. I went to go check that email. Let's see a way to confirm. Like all of this stuff was very, 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 very easy. Easy enough for someone like me who is a non-Squarespace user up until that day. I had never used Squarespace. And we launched this site. I launched the site. I wrote the site. Put everything on the site in 10 hours. And so you just cannot do something like this with all these integrations. I have all my social media integrated into this, all with clicks of a button. You cannot do it that quickly in WordPress, I guarantee you. Well, I don't know, maybe someone can, but I can't, that's for sure. And if you were to come to us and say, I want a site like this, and I want it to be on WordPress because that's what Guru McGurton has, then we would say, well, okay, cool. So our budget's going to start at 10K, and then where do you want to go from there? And let's start adding some bells and whistles. Okay, cool. So now we're up to 30K. Silence. Well, I'm a new business. Oh, okay. Well, okay. So let's condense scope. Let's find like a more minimal project we can do. And then pretty soon it's like, well, wait, I still need an opt-in. I still need a blog. I still need to post videos on my site. I get it. And WordPress is going to take too long. It's too complex, and it takes a lot to maintain for your budget. So our solution was to go and create something like this that you can just point, click, 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 and change your stuff. So I'm on an opt-in page. Look how beautiful and sexy this is. Video backgrounds. Oh my God, this stuff would be like crazy expensive inside of WordPress. I'm going to edit. I'm just going to show you real quick. I can edit this headline. Let's say get your free coaching session wasn't working. Or no, let's say I was going to offer, instead of 30-minute, I was getting so many of these because it's so effective that I want to switch that to 15. So I edit body, it pulls this up over here. Most of the time I can edit this right in here, but I see this little panel over here and I say 15 minutes and I press save. Wow. And let's say I want to adjust where this button goes. Okay, so I put together this form to be able to basically get these leads into MailChimp and a spreadsheet so that I can follow up with them, right? And I need more information than a first name and email. All of this stuff was as easy as clicking a few buttons. I want a button. I want it to say get started now. I want to edit form, and I want these fields. And in Launch 31, I'm going to walk you through each and every step of how to build these so that you can offer services, free services, to get people on a phone call to discuss how they can work with you and what it would look like and if it's a good fit. Very, very smart way to do your business, by the way, if it's a service-oriented business. And then where do I want it to go? It comes with an integration with Google Drive. If you haven't used Google Drive, that'd be like all your Word docs or all of your Microsoft Office programs in the cloud in Google attached to your Google account. So you have spreadsheets, you have Google Docs, you have slides. I'm doing my whole presentation on Google Slides. So all this, I can have all the information that I'm collecting go up into a spreadsheet in the cloud that is accessible for me and anybody else I share that spreadsheet with, like a team member or a VA. So that's really nice. And I can also have it email it to myself. And this MailChimp integration is right there. This is nothing custom. This is right out of the box. And all I need to do is choose which list do I want them to go onto. I want it to go on my Thought Leader Inc. course list. So I save. Well, that wasn't so hard, was it? And I would say out of all the pages on this website, that was the most complex. This is the one where we have on the Launch 31 calendar, action planner. There we have whole days addressing. We have a whole day addressing just this page. And I guarantee you that's not going to be more than 30 minutes because we'll go through it step by step. We wanted the Launch 31 course, the implementation piece of this, to be very, very doable for busy people because we realize that not all of you have more time in your day or night or morning. Like many of you are running a business or out there or trying to run a business on the side or just hustling as a total side gig or hustling from your closet so that your spouse doesn't know that you're doing this or your family. So we wanted to make sure that this can fit into a busy lifestyle. That's why everything is broken up. And if you could see the Launch Action Planner right now, we actually built in catch days every 7th day so that you can see this on Facebook Live, but catch days so that you can catch up or catch your breath. So we did not want to overwhelm you too much. Anyways, let's go back to Squarespace versus WordPress. I can show you behind the scenes of how we serve you. Like here's our services page. I'll show you behind the scenes of editing a page here, and then I'll go over to Squarespace and show you how I'd edit that. So here we go. I'm using Visual Composer inside of WordPress. Now I know exactly where to go. I built all of this page. I know exactly where to go to edit every single piece of this. But I've been doing this for 10 plus years. So teaching someone to do this and remember how to do it later on down the line is an expensive nightmare. And we tried actually when we did Elevate Your Brand implementation week with Brendan back in December 2014. We did the whole thing on WordPress, and it's a challenging thing to learn in a week. You got to really hustle your ass off to get all of this down. as much as WordPress has come along, it's still a lot to remember and learn, as anyone who goes deep into this will tell you. But now let's compare this to editing something on a normal page inside of Squarespace. Okay, so here's my coaching page, for instance. Let's say I want to edit this headline. This isn't working for me anymore. I'm in my dashboard. I'm in the back end of this Squarespace site, thoughtleader.website, and I just go to the page. I'm going to show you again. Pages, coaching. Cool, I'm already here. I hover over sections and I edit. Okay, so instead of we challenge you to become more, we challenge you to grow and become a badass guru. Let's say I want to underline that. Oh, I don't see underline. Oh, I want to italicize it. Guess you can't underline things. Sorry. So I'm going to save that. There you go. That's live now on the website. If I were to go to my Thought Leader website and refresh, now it's an italicized badass guru. Very cool. Let's say I don't want this video anymore. I edit the page content by clicking that edit button. And let's say I want to I want to add another video. I hover over, you see that little blurb, little gray blurby thing. Now I go over to YouTube or Vimeo. Loving my Vimeo action here. This is where our sales video is hosted. So I'll grab the URL to this by copying and pasting, or copying first, and then I go in here, I paste it in, and there you go. Looks nice. I don't want a custom thumbnail, but I just want to apply that. And let's save. Nice. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the website. And I'll go refresh this and see. Voila. Very good. You just managed your own website. And we're going to build these pages together step by step in Launch 31. We'll talk about why you do things, how you approach the copy on each of these pages, so that you can strategically move people, resonate with people, and have them take action. Okay? Well, so blogging, same thing. Very, very easy to edit, add to, do new posts. It has an ability to do podcast, and it's very easy to drop in videos. Let's say I don't want this video here again. I just edit this post by hovering over it, and up comes the same deal we were seeing before. I can add new stuff. Maybe I want to do an audio, and yeah, I'd have to go find an audio, but I would just give it a title, an artist, upload my MP3 file, or put the URL to it, and out comes a nice player. I'll show you what that looks like. I'll delete that, and I'll delete that video. And now look down here. See this? That's a nice little audio player that works in all devices, mobile, etc. And in this case, I grabbed one of Brendan's podcasts because I was doing this for his Experts Academy, showing them how to make this all work. So let's save that. But there you go. I mean, I will show you how to hook up so that the latest posts show up on the sidebar. I'll show you exactly how to set up your opt-in in your sidebar. I'll show you how to set up another opt-in for a newsletter on your sidebar. Show you how to take why you would want to put a call to action right there. And then also how to hook up this newsletter so that look, I can edit my whole footer across the whole site right here. Let's say I want to edit this newsletter. Instead of get our free weekly newsletter, it's get our free monthly. newsletter. And okay, so, and then I also want to make sure it's going to the right list, remember? So I want to put it in newsletter, or I mean, sorry, thought leader in MailChimp. And advanced, I want to say the button say hook me up, and then when they submit, post submit message, thank you for subscribing, check your inbox for details now. Okay, I apply that, and now across the site, if I save this, that is now updated in the footer across the site. All of these out of the box, WordPress makes it super easy, and it's all point, click, click, click. You just got to know where to click. Also show you how to hook up this bar up here that points over to one of your opt-in pages. These are really easy to make. Just a cover page. They have a special series of pages called cover pages that are really oriented towards, some people call them squeeze, some people call them landing. This is an opt-in page. It's a landing page for opt-in. So I'll show you how to hook all this up so that it goes inside your MailChimp. MailChimp comes, again, it's out of the box integration with Squarespace, which brings me up to the second tool. Any questions real quick? No, okay. Ask your questions if you have any. Okay, so let's go over to MailChimp is the second tool. Do we all understand why we would choose to put Squarespace as the platform instead of WordPress? Again, it's a price decision. It's a how big is your team question. It's a how much do you really want to learn question. I mean honestly, and how much do you eventually want to customize? I think Squarespace, again, can take you to multiple six figures just fine. You can collect opt-ins, you can blog and video and podcast, you can have sexy mobile-friendly pages that look modern, and you can do it all yourself. What else? That's it. I mean, what else do you need? You need to be able to sell a product eventually, but most of the time that's being sold externally. But Squarespace does also have an e-commerce engine inside of it that's hooked up with Stripe. And we teach you how to hook that up inside of the Launch 31 course as well. In fact, it's on the third day of implementation. Day number 3 is get paid online. We'll show you how to get a Stripe account and integrate that into your Squarespace site. You can, right out of the box, sell a product with Squarespace. I just chose to make those bonus materials inside of Launch 31 instead of part of our 31 days of implementation. So, okay, let's keep going. Any questions? Okay, great. MailChimp. I keep mentioning MailChimp because it's automatically integrated. Why would you choose MailChimp over Infusionsoft? Ooh, wee. Infusionsoft's okay. If you find the right customer support person, you don't get the person who tells you the wrong thing. Sorry, Infusionsoft, but sometimes, like, we have a list over here. Kara, you still have that list of reps that you'll hang up on if you get them? Yeah. I don't know what's going on over there, but their support isn't what you would want. Just being blunt. It's Confusionsoft for a good reason. They're just as confused as their users. So, I mean, it sucks to say about an app. I know they're probably working real hard on it, and it's a really sophisticated app, but it's so much bigger than most thought leaders, especially new ones, especially ones making less than $250,000 need. If you have a massive team, particularly a sales team, and you need a pipeline, and you need pipeline management and automation, then we can start talking about the big boy tools. The Active Campaign, the Entreport, and then maybe Infusionsoft, and then maybe some other ones, Salesforce, etc. But I just think for most people, no way, no way. Just make your life easy. Get a tool that's appropriate for you, where you're at in your business. If you're intermediate or below, as measured by your tech sophistication, measured by your team, measured by your budget, measured by your time, then go with something simpler than Infusionsoft. I will show you behind the scenes of the MailChimp that I created in order to, let's go back to the base here. I will show you that I created we have two lists. We use it for some of our internal broadcasting, but Thought Leader Inc., I created a list. Oh, by the way, I created that list by clicking this button that says create list. Not hard. So I'm going into that list, and you can see all my subscribers, amazing growing list here of 3 peaceful media people. Sign up forms right here, but just know you don't even need to touch sign up forms because you've already created a list and you've clicked a couple buttons inside of Squarespace that will integrate with MailChimp. So it does all the opt-in form stuff for you. You don't need to copy and paste any code, design it, make it look this way or that way. That all is Squarespace. After you've created that form, and there are 7 elements inside of MailChimp that we guide you through in our MailChimp blueprint in Launch 31, where we show you how to hook those up and give you some examples of how we would hook it up, including some marketing templates and some email templates that you can go in and just, copy and paste and put in your own stuff and put it into MailChimp so that you're ready to go. On that note, and you'll notice over here, these opt-ins, we show you how to create these lead generation magnets, or your freebie, your opt-in magnet, your opt-in bribe, whatever you want to call it, your PDF, your guideline, your checklist, your ebook, even an audio, whatever it is you want to deliver that's of value in your OVO, in Brendan's words, in your value, we'll show you how to do that and get it so that when someone opts in, they land on it and they're able to get it and say thank you and love you and keep following you because you're awesome. Jen says, when I used Infusionsoft, I felt like I bought a 15-room house that I was living in by myself. Too much. Amen. And doesn't it suck that they charge $1,000 or $2,000 so that you can learn that lesson after like 3 or 4 months of paying $300 or more for an app that is 15-room house? Totally feel you, Jen. And that's why I'm trying to educate people to stay calm. Yes, Guru McGurton may use that app, but he has a team, or she has a team that's built that, or they've flown down to Infusionsoft, or they've flown down to Entreport and became certified, and they've learned that tool and they're actually using it. We use Entreport because we got certified in it, and we took the time to go and do several launches in here and feel comfortable with all of these tools inside of Entreport. It's not appropriate for someone who's just starting, even with their new pricing. Can you hook up an Entreport or ActiveCampaign or ConvertKit with Squarespace? Yes. We don't teach it in Launch 31, but yes, you can. Okay, so let's go back over here to MailChimp. Do you kind of get it? It's a few clicks inside of Squarespace and you're integrated already with the tool, and then it's just a matter of choosing which list you want the people to go on. We'll teach you all the strategy for that inside of Launch 31. The MailChimp blueprint. All right, let's move on to our third tool to simplify your online business. And this one is Canva. If you haven't used it already, it'll probably save you a lot of money, even though Fiverr is, as the name says, $5. Someone will do anything for you. I think Fiverr is awesome when you want to send your best friend a picture of a naked guy with, some red letter, like red handwritten marker on his or her ass that says, "Happy birthday, bro. Remember the days back in the frat." Like, great. You pay someone $5 who's willing to go and shoot that picture for you. And then you say, yep, that was a lot cheaper and a lot less embarrassing than me doing that. Or having someone on Craigslist do that, right? It's $5, great, cool. But when it comes to designing a professional website or designing a professional lead generation magnet or opt-in freebie, I've seen really bad results. And I've seen results that will not only not resonate with your audience, but they will cost you more than $5 because you keep going back to them going, hey, whoa, this doesn't really jive with my brand or what I was going for. Can you do this? Oh, yeah, sure. $150 later, you've Fiverred your way to a total nightmare of a document or graphic that you slap up on your website and you go, well, whatever, I'm not paying any more money for this. Same thing can happen on 99 Designs, although they are a little bit better. But Fiverr, we have a client, Troy, if you're watching this, I'm talking to you, goes and creates his ebook, and he were like, he's doing it on as budget conscious as possible. So he goes over to Fiverr, and his market is, and Troy knows I talk about this. We talked about it openly. So his market is like this, a business leader or business owner or business manager in the agricultural industry. So what does he get back as his cover for the ebook? It's a two 20-something girls facing away from camera, looking up at the Golden Gate Bridge. I think like San Francisco is like right over here. And like, Troy, how much did you spend for this? Well, they weren't getting it right. I can see that they're not getting it right. They still haven't gotten it right. How much did you spend for it? $150. Oh man. That was before I knew what Canva does. So, because I would have guided them to use Canva, but with Canva, here I'm behind the scenes of Canva right here on this webinar, right? You can see my designs, but here's the templates. Okay, let's say I want to post something to Instagram. Okay. If you're using Canva, will you say, yeah, Canva, over on the chat? Let's see how many people are using this. Let's say I got a quote, and I want to, this image is a premium, so I want to upload my own image or use some of the free stuff. Let's say that one. Okay, wait, what's going on? Oh, there it is. Okay, that was an element on there. Let's say I want to change my text. I love to bloom. Cool. Looks like it's a little bit off, right? So let's see. Just move that little element down. Well, I can't say that this is the best template, but I'll show you a result, something I created in 5 minutes. So this isn't the best template, I gotta admit. But once you're done with it, you would share it or download it and then post it to your Instagram. Let's go back to one that's was a little simpler for me, at least. This one right here, talked about it yesterday on the webinar. I shot this background image and then I uploaded it in that background section. I just shot it from my phone, And then I just changed this text. All of this was already here. I just changed like a little bit of the colors, and you can just change the colors easily by going like this. Let's go like that. Say I want black. All this, you can choose your own custom colors. But then I just typed in, I replaced the quote that was there, and I made it into a Facebook post, and it got lots of likes. And that was really, really quick. I did it in 5 minutes. So that comes in really handy. This tool comes in really handy when you need to go and create, say, your ebook or your checklist, or your goodie that you're giving away when someone opts in. You could do it on this. Here's your cover. You could choose from any of these. Like, let's say I want that cover right there, and I replace that woman with a nice picture. I can choose this cover, replace the background with my own image. Ooh, that's nice. And then I want another page. So I add another page, and then I can change the template of this whole thing. I will take you through each and every step you need to take in Launch 31 on how you would create your LGM, your lead generation magnet, and spit it out as a PDF and put it up on your site so that someone can opt in and get that goodie. But you see, these tools aren't that bad, you know, and you certainly have more control, flexibility, and timeliness, maybe even budget when you do this yourself. And that's why I love it. Put all the DIY tools in my belly. Yum. Okay, so that's a third tool to simplify your life. Let's answer any questions. Any questions? Woo! Going hard, everyone. Going hard. Max, you want to talk about any tools that you've come to love? Yeah, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Okay, Max is busy project managing over there. Okay, so let's just jump on. Unless anyone has questions, I'll get to them. Go ahead and post them to the chat. I'm going to jump over to Launch 31 and give you a cool offer and talk about what it is, who it's for, who it's not for, and why we created it. I'm also going to tell you about the free bonus you get, the Resonant Brand Series, which I described earlier, and a special offer today, well, for 48 hours is our, and I'll put it up in the webinar actually, it's our 2-pay. This one, okay, so display offer. Okay, so you should see that in the side of over there. That's where it's our 2-pay, $347 over 2 months. Normally $597, so you can choose which one you want once you land on that page. But let's go back to what's included and what's not. Who this is for, honestly, that's a very important question. Because I don't want you to be bright, shiny object squirrel. So I've been describing this Launch 31 Action Planner. This is where the 31 came from. I wanted it to be very, very tangible, that after 31 days, 31 action steps of implementation, your site's going live on the 31st day. Now, in order to get there, I can't just have you go and like start up a Squarespace and start from scratch. Some of you have websites that you can do a lot of copying and pasting from. You know, some of you are really good writers. Some of you can bang this out really quickly. Most of you, in my experience, need some strategic guidance, and you need a framework and some architecture and a blueprint for what it is you're going to create. And that's why one of the first things you get is this. So you can just get this printed out nicely and laminate it so you can start marking them off as you go, put it next to your desk. And then the second thing you get is your 11-page content blueprint. That is a very, sorry, it's an in-depth guide to the essentially 11 pages we think every thought leader website needs to have in order to be legally good, in order to be strategically good, in order to have everything that you would need to start monetizing. So financially, fiscally good, economically satisfied. All right. So that's why we put this together. It is a big document. We do go deep into each of these pages and help you craft the right words so that you actually get conversions. So you get that immediately. And then I mentioned this earlier, you get a Squarespace blueprint. That's basically the 31 steps. Each click that you need to make on Squarespace, I'm going to guide you through that through 31 modules. Actually, a little bit less than 31 modules. There's lots of other stuff that we threw in to the 31 days, including your catch-up days, catch breath. MailChimp list builder blueprint will give you all those 7 elements you need to plug in if you aren't already over on MailChimp. Let me make sure there's questions. Go ahead and ask your questions if you have any. I'll answer them. Okay, marketing templates actually give you this LGM. I know it's an acronym we use all the time over here, your lead generation magnet. This thing. This is actually a really effective and conversion friendly and smart, savvy, modern way of getting someone value in this opt-in, but also not like completely quenching their thirst or boring them to death with 1,000-page ebook. This actually gets to the point really quickly, which is what people want these days, and then gives them a call to action to go deeper. So I'll give you that Word doc in which I created it, but we'll also show you how to do it inside of Canva, step by step. So whatever you're more comfortable with, and then you'll just have to be able to turn a Word doc into a PDF. So I guess I can show you how to do that too. Okay, this is a big private Facebook community where all the people are celebrating. Max put up a poll on what you want to call our Fridays when we celebrate, everyone gets to celebrate. It looks like we have one vote. Finally Friday, what accomplishment are you celebrating this week? We'll have Wednesday Fun Day, and we'll basically be constantly supporting and watching and allowing you to ask questions about your marketing, about your copy, and just giving you as many answers as we can. It is a little bit of an accountability thing too. Like, oh, you see Jen just launched her cover page, her opt-in page here. What a beautiful list building guide there, or the guide that you're giving away for people who opt in, Jen. Like, man, that just inspires me. Okay, you know what? Oh, damn it. I'm going back to my launch action plan and I'm going to do this. Where was that module? Right here, day 9, create valuable magnets. We should actually talk about some of these. So we're going to start our Squarespace engine. We're going to protect yourself with some legal stuff that most people overlook. You're going to get paid online by hooking up Stripe. It's the fastest way to go and start allowing yourself to accept credit cards, as long as your business is based in the approved countries. We're going to tap you into the Google Suite, the Google Apps Suite, so that you can start getting stuff into the cloud and shareable and manageable via the cloud. It's changed your life. We're going to discover data-driven marketing by helping you get some analytics going. We're also going to hook up that lead database, that spreadsheet that contains all of those leads that fill in the opt-in, so that you always have this backup. You always have a spreadsheet that's containing all of your information. That's particularly useful when you're asking for more information and you need more information than a name and an email, because you might want to have some columns for, did I follow up with this person? Did they sign up for something? It's like your little tracking spreadsheet, right? So I think that'll really help you organize yourself. And then on 8, we give them what they wanted. So we create some pages that deliver your LGM, your lead generation magnet. And then remember I said that everything's in sequence. We build this first because then we actually create that so that we have something to put on it. I don't even think that's actually, I don't even know if that's accurate. That seems out of sequence, actually. I'll fix it. Automate your marketing, the MailChimp day. Make your attractive offer. We'll actually have a moneymaker page we help you build. And then announce your attractive offer, which is a nice call out across the site where you can see a link over to one of your lead generation magnet opt-in pages like you're seeing. Oh, you don't see. the big five, whatever it is. And then we connect your social. Squarespace has some amazing integrations with all the social so that you can, you go post a blog, it's automatically going over to your business page. It's going to your Twitter. It's going to your, I think, Instagram, Pinterest. I mean, it's just like apps these days. They just make everyone's life so much easier in the DIY space. That's why it's a DIY revolution. Okay, I think that's getting towards, and then your site goes live on the 45th day after the 31st day of implementation. Okay. So why did we create it? We created it for people who want to do this fast and who want to do it on a budget, and they want to be able to manage their stuff. They want to own their technology, their online marketing technology forever. If you want to build multiple sites, you can with Squarespace. It's also very cheap with Squarespace. I'm going to show you a coupon code you can get for, it'll take it down to less than $100. It's 89 something per year for hosting, domain, 24/7, 365 service. We guarantee you came and work with us on a custom site, ain't going to be $89 per year for 24/7 support. So it just seems like a no-brainer to put people on something that's easy, cheap, supported, secure, and very teachable. I don't think I want to teach WordPress again in this format. I want to teach you where to click, why to click, how to click, you launch your site kind of course. I think that's the best for everyone here. What else? Let's go. Let me go back to my slides. Who's it for and who's it not for? That's, like I said, that's very important. Ask your questions if you want in the chat. Who's it for? It's, like I said, you want it simple, you want it cheap, you want it fast, you want it memorable, you want something that you can manage forever. It's not for someone who is expecting me to teach Infusionsoft or any of the other email marketing platforms. Like I said, you can do this. You can integrate those things in Squarespace. I'm just not going to teach it. I want things to be click, click, click easy. No code, no nothing. But it is, you can do what you want inside of there. It's not for someone who complains a lot or refuses to learn. Am I stating the obvious or am I being glib? No, I just don't like it when people say, but I'm not a tech and I just can't learn it. The BS. Like, just time to stop that story. Like, if you can follow directions, if you can read, if you can watch a video, then you can launch your site. Like, come on. You do have to be motivated, though, to learn. And you do have to be open to learning. If you just hedgehog it up, put out your little bristles, put out your little spikes and say, I ain't learning this because I don't know tech. No, you don't know tech because you ain't learning. So if you put up those bristles and just get all fetal on me, then I don't want you on the course. You'll be like dead weight inside of our community. So stand up on your own 2 feet. Say, yes, I can put new stuff in my brain. And yes, my brain does like to grow. And no, I do not want Alzheimer's or any other brain disease. I would actually like to keep this thing fresh. And I promised Jam to drink some more green tea and eat my ginkgo in the morning so that I'll be fresh and ready to learn. Like, if you can't do that, then don't come in the course. Can I get an amen on that?
Amen.
Yeah. Look at this guy back here, Ryan. He's a Kundalini yoga guru, right?
I would say teacher.
Teacher. I thought Kundalini yoga instructors all were called gurus. No? Okay. Well, he's not guru status. Or he doesn't claim guru status, but he went out and he wanted to create Ryan. Oh, okay. I'll just summarize. He wanted to create a way for other teachers in the Kundalini space. He wanted to give them a place online where people can find them, kind of like a Yelp for Kundalini yoga.
A Facebook for Kundalini.
A Facebook for Kundalini yoga. This also, it's got a map, like Facebook.
Everything, yeah.
Facebook doesn't have a map. Yelp does. So you can find the nearest gurus and teachers in the Kundalini space, and not each of those teachers have their own profiles. He went out and taught himself how to build that. When I heard that, I just about fell on the floor. Like, you don't just go teach yourself to create a geolocation-oriented, multi-user, multi-profile Drupal application on your own. That's when I go and hire a hardcore Drupal developer. No, Ryan decided he's going to go out to DrupalCon or whatever it's called. Is it called DrupalCon? Yeah. DrupalCon, he's going to invest in his brain, and he's going to learn how to do it himself and take it as far as his brain cells and budget and earnestness will take him. If you're telling me you can't click, click, click following my blueprint, then you've just refused to grow. And you know what Bob Dylan said about those who aren't busy being born are busy dying. Something like that. He's a great poet. Okay, so who else is it not for? Click the link in the chat. I think it's in the chat still. The offer that's going to be available for 48 hours for the to pay. Click that and you'll see an FAQs. You'll also see a who's it not for, who's it for, a bullet listed, everything out for you. Everything I've described is spelled out again. And I guess I can answer a few questions about that in advance. When do you start? You start immediately. As soon as you purchase, you get access to our portal, and you'll immediately download this. You'll immediately download your why statement guide, and you'll get access to Facebook community, and you'll also have access to the first of 6 bonus teachings in the Resonant Brand series. This is a $197 value. We've added it for free when you sign up. It includes those video, photography, design, copywriting, social media, and content marketing series guides. It also includes a lot of happy dancing. We like to have fun. And if you don't like to have fun, then we do at least give you a place where you can see where we actually start the content. It's like usually a minute in and 2 minutes in sometimes. But we like to have fun here. It's part of our mission statement. So anyways, but then we go hardcore into how you can start resonating. Because, oh, yeah, I want to try this. I'm actually going to let this video teach or show you exactly what it is. Ready? Let's go. Okay, nice. So that was the section that you saw in our launch video, our offer video over at lp.peacefulmedia.com/L31-SP. So you can watch that video and get the full taste of that and learn what's going on with that. And then you'll just want to, if you're inside this chat, you can click that offer. Really like this webinar, Jam. You can hook me up, Jam, and it'll take you over to the whole description of what's going on here. Again, I said program includes, it's good fit for you, it's not good fit for you, frequently asked questions, and then your 2 options that are available for a limited time, depending on when you're watching this, but it goes away 48 hours after we posted this. So there it is, counting down. So you'll want to take advantage of that. Let's see. What else? I think I'm talked out, but I just, the overarching promise here, or premise and promise, is to overcome obstacles. There are people looking for you. They're eventually going to want to buy from you, but first you have to put that body of work together. And we want to get all those obstacles, tech or life challenges, out of the way. My Facebook Live, out of the way, so that you can be available for that person who really needs you. As I've said in several of my blog posts, if you don't think your message matters, think again. I've seen people lives been saved. According to their testimony, I was going to take my own life last night until I read this post or I watched this video. Thank you. Thank you. That happens for people who are big on the top of the mountain. It happens for people who are just getting started. But you have to put your body of work out there. And so we need a platform from which you can share that message, your story, your inspiration, your advice. If you don't have a nice website that's super friendly on here or super friendly on an iPad and a desktop, then people are going to bounce. 75%, 66%, right in there. That's how many people are going to come to your site from a device like this. You know it. You're walking around like this all day, right? So if you don't look good here, you're losing the majority of your people. So we want you to have that sexiness on any device. We want you to be strategic with all of your copy. We want you to resonate. We want that design to be sharp. We want each of your pages to be there for a reason. And we won't want you to overbuild. We don't want you to put all sorts of junk in there that costs you a ton of money and confuse the hell out of you. We want to keep things simple. Click, 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 launch. Click, 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 launch. Click, 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 save, publish, go. Okay? It is a DIY revolution right now. You can do this. I can do it. I did it in 10 hours. You can do it too. And I'm going to show you everything I've learned over the last 10 years working with the big boys and the big girls of the internet, online marketing, branding space, and show you, behind the scenes of how to do this right. I'd be happy to be your guide. Jam at Peaceful Media. I think we're going to wrap up here. 2 of these in 2 days is a little tough, and I think we've been going way too long anyways. So if you want to take advantage of that 2-pay, please click the button that says, yes, Jam, hook me up. Get the 2-pay. It'll go away in 48 hours. We are limiting in total enrollments to Blueprint, the Launch 31 program, because it is our beta launch. We want to get things right. And a bunch of spots have already been taken from our cap of 99. So we have people in there working it, building their stuff, writing their stuff, checking out the Resident Brand bonus, getting all this value and loving it, sending us feedback saying, you nailed it. You nailed it. You got exactly what I needed right now. I just needed that kick. I needed someone to put some blinders on me. Like, don't let me be bright, shiny object squirrel buying this and that when I don't need it, and just putting blinders on and moving forward on a daily basis for for the next 45 days, knowing that on day 31, well, day 45, day 31 of implementation, you're checking that off and it's done. You can literally put on your calendar 45 days out. My site's launching. That's a good feeling, especially with all that's included inside these Squarespace sites that would take so long to teach you in WordPress or any of these other big boy custom tools, open source tools, by the way, too. Okay, so I hope this helps you a ton. I can't wait to do more of these with you. Hopefully I can be way more condensed. And but I sure think this is fun, helping people who are just out there making a difference with their content, with their value, with their stories. And I just want to make your life as easy as possible so that you can make this happen, make your dream happen. Take advantage, join the community. We can't wait to see when you launch, what you launch, why you launch, and celebrate that with you. I'm JM at Peaceful Media. Remember, if I don't see you again, to love more, play more, and do more good. Love y'all.